Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Swim University. Today we are in New Jersey on a very hot sunny day, Memorial Day weekend, and I'm here with my good friend Nicole, and we are going to open up her in-ground pool. Now, full disclosure, I've opened this pool before, but I didn't open it this year, and I didn't close it either. So I don't know what we're in for, but we're just going to go through this and see what happens. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
But are you excited?
Woo! I'm excited.
Okay, but just tone it down. Okay, first thing we got to do is take this safety cover off. It's called a safety cover and it looks like a giant trampoline, but I would not advise jumping on it. It's called a safety cover because it allows anything or anyone to move across the cover without falling in the pool. If you don't have a safety cover, I would highly recommend investing in one if you don't already have one. In order to get the cover off, we're going to need to get an installation rod and a hex key to pop off the spring to the anchor, and then we're going to use the hex key to screw the anchor down, making it flush with the concrete. We got to go dig through the shed and find those. Yeah, I think it's time that you get new ones of these. If your installation rod and hex key are rusty, like these, it's a good idea to get them replaced. It might make it harder to pop off the springs on the cover. And if I were you, I would keep it away. I would keep it out of a shed. I would keep it indoors and away from pool chemicals, especially chlorine, because chlorine can oxidize these things really quick. So, let's go. We're going to take this installation rod and we're going to pop the spring off the anchor. So you just take the rod, stick it in the little round thing and on top of the anchor, and we're just going to twist, a little bit of elbow grease, pop off, boom, just like that. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take off the pool cover now that we have all the springs off the anchors. And what we want to do is you want to fold the cover over in half each time. That way it's easy to get off the pool. You don't want to drag it because then that could cause damage to the cover. And this is a mesh safety cover, so all that water and debris is just going to fall through. But if you have a solid cover or you have a tarp cover, there's a lot of debris and water that's collected on there. So what you want to do before you remove the cover is drain it off with a sub pump and use like a brush to get, or sometimes you can get it clean enough without water, you can use a leaf blower to get it off. So that's good. So since she has a mesh cover, chances are the pool is going to be dark green, if not black. What do you think?
I'm thinking it might be clear.
You think it's going to be clear?
I think it's going to be clear.
How much you want to bet? 20 bucks? Loser jumps in?
I'll bet 20 bucks.
20 bucks?
20
You're on.
bucks.
See what happens. Well, in your face, woo, face. What you want? Woo, gonna do, what you gonna do? Yeah, 20 bucks. Pay up, pay up, pay up, pay up. We'll get it later, All right, the next step in the process is to get the winter plugs out of the return lines and the ice compensators out of the skimmer buckets. Now, since this pool is kind of filled up already because it's a mesh cover, if your pool is below the skimmer, below midway through the skimmer, you're going to want to take your garden hose and you're going to want to fill up your water level to about midway in the skimmer. Once we're doing that, let's go ahead and let's get these winter plugs out of the return lines. This particular pool has 2 return lines and then 2 step jets, so we're just going to go ahead and find them. Here's one. This is gross. I'm just loosening the wing nut and oh, there you go. Now that's a good sign that we see bubbles, because that means the company that closed the pool actually blew out the lines properly. Hey, you want to hold that? All right, we got 2 here in the step jets, and oh, no bubbles there. Well, in New Jersey we had a very mild winter, so I don't think any of the pipes had a chance to freeze. So we should be okay, I guess. Well, they only blew out the, oh, there we go. All right, that's all of them. All right, next, take the skimmer lid off, and you'll either have a gizmo inside of here or an ice compensator, which the pool company used a half a frozen bottle of antifreeze to do it. Now, there may be a plug in the bottom of this that you'll need to get out. And this is really disgusting. And there's the plug there. Now at this point, you're just going to want to take your skimmer baskets and just pop them right in there. Now it's time to get the filter and pump set up. What you want to do here is we want to take all the drain plugs and we want to replace all the drain plugs in the pump and in the filter. Now, depending on who closed your pool, hopefully they put the drain plugs inside the pump housing. So we'll just take a look now and see if they did that. Ooh, awesome. Let's see, we got sight glass, Jandy valve handle, big old drain plug for the filter, drain plug for the pump. What else we got? Another drain plug for the filter, or for the pump, and the pressure gauge. And there's an O-ring in here, which I assume is for the sight gauge. So that's good. All right, Nicole, put the drain plug on the filter. There you go. Pressure gauge in to the pressure gauge spot right there. Let's make sure it's tight. And put the sight gauge, or the sight glass, sight gauge, sight glass. We have 2 drain plugs for the pump housing. One down here on the side. I believe the other one should be back here, yeah. Now that we have the pump lid off, and we took all the stuff out of the pump housing, you want to check the O-ring that's on the pump lid. So what we're going to do is pop the O-ring off, right? Take a look at it. You want to make sure that there's no cracks. And you just want to bend it between your fingers to make sure, you know, it's not brittle or dry. This one seems pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually throw some lube on there, some Teflon based O-ring lube. Now, I just happen to have some lube here and a rubber glove.
You have lube?
I always carry lube. I'm going to pop this glove on here. Now what you want to do is, this is a Teflon based lubricant, and we're going to put a dollop, maybe like a quarter size, on your hand like so. And be liberal. I mean, get this all over the O-ring. You want this thing to be nice and lubed up. More lube helps create a seal. Just get it all over there like that. We're going to pop it on. And twist. The filter system's now on winterize. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn it to filter. And that's it. All right, now that we got everything hooked up, final step, turn it on.
All right.
It's coming through. Now at this point, it's probably a little loud, but at this point, if there's nothing coming through in the pump, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna prime the pump. And the way you do that is, just take the pump lid off when the filter's not running and fill it with water. Once you do that, it should starting to suck. And if you look right over there in the steps, you'll see it's starting to bubble. That means it's starting to circulate. And there's water coming through on the pump lid. We're flush. Everything's running. Woo! Nice. Okay, we've done everything we needed to open up the pool. So now, just to recap, we got the cover off. We used the insulation rod and popped the springs off of the anchors. We screwed down the anchors so that they're flush with the concrete. We went around, we took all the drain plugs out, or all the winter plugs out of the return lines. We put the ice compensators out of the skimmers. We replaced the baskets. We took the O-ring from the pump, replaced all the drain plugs. We lubed the O-rings, and we started the filter system. And if you can hear it right now, it's super, super loud, so you may want to get that looked at. But now what we're going to do is we have to take this nasty, green, smelly pool, and we have to make it clear and swimmable. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around to the pool store around the corner, and so come along with us, and we'll get everything done. Let's go. Right now, Nicole's getting the water checked over here. She's going to check for pH, alkalinity, and calcium, make sure the water is properly balanced before we go and add shock. And what we're going to do is we're going to find shock. So right now, I'm picking up this bag of shock that they have here, and the active ingredient is calcium hypochlorite, and it's 47.6%, and that's what you want to look for. Calcium hypochlorite. It might be hard to read here, but that's the main active ingredient in shock that you're going to want in order to kill algae in your water. All right, so we're going to do, since she has a roughly 20,000 gallon pool, and if you want to find out how many gallons are in your pool, you want to go to swimuniversity.com, and we have in our tools section, we have a place where you can do, you can find out how many gallons are actually in your pool. Also, we have a tool where you can find out how much shock you need to add. Now, we're going to triple shock the pool since it's so green, it's so black, it's so dark. So what that means is 1 pound, which is this bag, 1 pound of shock for 10,000 gallons of water. As I said, she's roughly 20,000 gallons of water, so that means we're going to add 3 bags of shock per 10,000 gallons, so 6 bags of shock. So we're going to get 6 bags of shock, and we're going to shock it today. It's a little bright out. You really should be shocking at night, but with the time constraints, we're going to do it during the day, and then we'll check it tomorrow. One other chemical I would choose is I would get a clarifier. This is a concentrated clarifier. It says flocking, but you want to get a coagulant type of clarifier. And what that's going to do is, once the pool is, cloudy blue, you're going to want to run your filter system 24/7 in order to get that cloudy water to be clear. You have to let your filter do the work. Now, this is just going to help your filter system pick up those little particles. So what this does is it takes all those little tiny particles that are making your water cloudy, and it brings them together so that they're bigger, so that your filter has a better chance of picking them up. So use a couple ounces of this. I think it's 1 ounce per 5,000 gallons. Well, it says 4 ounces per 10,000 gallons. So we're going to use 8 ounces every other day in order to get this going. So that should be it. Once we get the water tested, we'll be good to go, and we'll go back to the pool and we'll shock it. Now we are going to shock the pool. The sun has gone down a little bit, or it's gone behind the clouds, so it should be pretty good right now, because you always want to shock at night because the unstabilized chlorine-like shock burns off 1 part per million every hour in the sun. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 6 bags of shock. We're going to dilute each bag into 1 bucket of water. You can use pool water, you can use hose water. We decided to use hose water here. And what you want to do is you want to pre-fill the bucket with water. We already have water in there. And you never want to add water to pool chemicals. You always want to add the pool chemical to water. So what we're going to do is dilute this up. Now I'm wearing protective gloves, and in reality, should wear protective eyewear as well. Dump that in. Now careful, this can bleach your clothes. So we're going to take this paint stirrer, we're going to stir this up, mix it in, try not to splash it. Get this all diluted, and we are mixing the shock up, trying to get it nice and dissolved. It's called pre-dissolving. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this bucket and we're going to walk it around, and we're going to slowly pour it around the edges of the pool while it's running. Now that should be good to go. We successfully opened up your swimming pool today, and everything went pretty well. It was pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy.
All right, cool. If you have any more questions on opening up a swimming pool, you can go to swimuniversity.com. And all we need to do now is get this thing ready and clear and open for the summer.
Woo!
Now that's appropriate.